Hey guys, it's Miss Nelson. I have the camera pulled up really close here so you can see our place value chart. Let's just review really quick what our place values are. We have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. Let's look at this problem. Emma wrote the number 98,762. Lamaya wrote the number 50,136. Let's compare the value of the 6 in both of the numbers. Well, in the number that Emma wrote, here is the 6. Can you tell me what the value of this 6 is, or what is the worth of this 6? It's in the tens place, so it is worth 60, okay? Let's look at the value of the 6 in the number that Lamaya wrote. Well, this 6 is in the ones place, so it is worth 6. I'm going to write both of these numbers in my place value chart right here, 98,000, 762. And right underneath that number, I'm going to write the number that Lamaya wrote, which was 50,136. Go ahead and pause the video so you can also copy down these numbers on your place value chart. Okay, so we were looking at the 6's, and you already told me that this 6 that Emma wrote was worth 60. And the 6 that Lamaya wrote was worth 6. So we're looking at 60 and 6. Now, can you tell me what is bigger? What is greater, 60 or 6? Well, of course, 60 is greater. Well, how many times greater is 60 than 6? So we can actually set up a multiplication sentence. 6 times blank is going to give me 60. Do you know what we can put in this blank right here? 6 times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. So we can say that 60 is 10 times greater than the number 6. And we can actually say that every single time when you move just one place value to the left, so we move from the ones place to the tens place, it's always going to be 10 times greater because we went from the ones place to the tens place right here. We moved one place value to the left, so we know that this 6 is 10 times greater. Okay, let's look at another example. While I'm erasing my board, you can also erase your board. This time, let's look at the numbers. I'm going to write 7,893. Let me say that again. Oh, you can't see it. 7,893, and I'm going to write 1,734. Okay? Let me write this in my place value chart. 7,893. Then I'm going to write 1,000,734. Go ahead and pause the video so you can write those numbers in your place value chart as well. Okay, in this number, we're going to compare the 7s. My question is, how many times greater is the 7 in the thousands place than the 7 in the hundreds place? Well, let's look right here. This 7 is in the thousands place. This 7 is worth how much? This 7 is worth 7,000. Very good. And this 7 in the hundreds place is worth how much? 700. Okay? So we're comparing these values. Well, 700 times what is going to give me 7,000? Well, I'm noticing in 700 I have 2 zeros. In 7,000 I have 3 zeros. So this number right here needs to have at least one 0 and a 1. 7 times 10 gives me 7,000. Let's double check that. 7 times 1 is 7, and I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 700 times 10 is 7,000. So I can say that the 7 in the thousands place is 10 times greater than the 7 in the hundreds place. Last example, it was 10 times greater. This example, it's 10 times greater. Are you seeing a pattern? Let's look at another example. Go ahead and erase your board while I'm erasing mine. This time, you can write the number as I write them in my place value chart. No need to pause your video. So my top number, I'm going to do 3,256. And my second number, I'm going to do 928. So this should go ahead and be in your place value chart. If you need to pause the video to give you a second to catch up, you can. Okay? We're going to look at the 2's. Well, I see there's a 2 in the hundreds place and a 2 in the tens place. Well, I know the 2 in the hundreds place is greater, but I want to know how many times greater is this 2 in the hundreds place than the 2 in the tens place. So, the 2 in the hundreds place has a value of 200. And the 2 in the tens place has a value of 20. Now we are moving one place value over. We are going from the tens place to the hundreds place. Do you remember when we go one place value over, how many times greater is this 2 in the hundreds place? 10 times greater. When you move over one place value, it is 10 times greater. And I can show that with my equation by saying 20 times 10. Now, if I did my math correctly, when I multiply this together, I'm going to get 200. Let's see. Underline your digits that are not zeros. 2 times 1 is 2. And how many zeros would I need to add to 2? 1, 2. So I need to add 1, 2 zeros. 200, 200. The 2 in the hundreds place is 10 times greater than the 2 in the tens place. Okay? Let's look at another example. You can go ahead and erase your board. This time, I want you to create your very own numbers that you want. Okay, but my only stipulation is in the top number, I want your 4 to be in the 10,000s place. And for your bottom number, I want the 4 to be in the thousands place. So go ahead and create your own number. It's going to be different than mine and different than your neighbors. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, there are thousands of different numbers that you could have come up with. I'm just going to create a number with a 4 in the 10,000s place. And I'm going to say 45,098. And for my bottom number, I'm going to say 4,702. Okay? We are going to compare the values of the 4s. Now, before we even compare these, I am seeing that this 4 is in the 10,000s place, and this 4 is in the thousands place. It's only one place value over. Do you want to take a guess how many times greater the 40,000 is in 40? Now, remember your guess and see if you were correct. Well, I know that this 4 in the thousands place has a value of 4,000. And I know that this 4 in the 10,000s place has a value of 40,000. So how many times greater is 40,000 than 4,000? Well, 4,000 4,000 times what will give me 40,000? There are 1, 2, 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros here, so I need to add a 0 here. 4 times what will give me 4? 1. 4,000 times 10 gives me 40,000. So I know that the 4 in the 10,000s place is 10 times greater than the 4 in the thousands place. Do you see a pattern here? Hopefully you do. All right, I would like for you to solve this problem. This is your exit ticket. How many times greater is the 3 in, let's say, 13,984 than the 3 in 24,376. So, how many times greater is the 3 in 13,984 than the 3 in 24,376? Now, I want you to use your place value chart. I want you to put the top number on the top and the bottom number on the bottom. And I want you to see how many place values do you move. You can actually go above and beyond and write a multiplication equation that shows you how many times greater the 3 in 13,984 is than the 3 in 24,376. So go ahead and pause your video and solve this problem.